We live in stressful times. This whole quarantine, isolation, distancing situation, we need to be fully honest with ourselves and realize that this has never, ever happened before. In the entire history of human civilization, this has never happened. Sure, there's been pandemics and there's been a few global crises, but there's never been a global pandemic that has led us to self-isolate and distance socially in the way that the coronavirus is doing. That has never happened, ever. This is the very first time that that is happening. Hopefully, obviously, it'll also be the last time. And it's hitting all of us hard, no matter if you have the virus or not, or if you know people who have the virus, if some of your loved ones have the virus, if people that you know are going to be affected by the other many consequences that this crisis will have. I myself am just deep in depression right now. I feel like maybe today might be better than yesterday, but I'm still experiencing suicidal thoughts. That my emotional world is a black void. There's no good things anymore. And I just this is very important that I point this out. Having suicidal thoughts is not the same thing as having suicidal urges. I am not having any suicidal urges at all. Please do not worry about me. This is not a dangerous situation. The reason I'm saying it is because so you know that you're not alone if you're experiencing this. I am worried about my grandma getting the Rona and dying, and her mental state too, because of the complete isolation that she lives in right now. She used to go running every single day. Every morning she goes out, she runs all around town for an hour and a half. Can't do that. It's illegal for her to leave her property. She called me up the other day to tell me that she's now repainting the window shutters and that she's cooking the most complex meals she's ever done. But I still notice that this whole thing is hard on her, and I am worried. Especially so soon after my grandpa's death. This is not easy. I worry about myself and my own future. Ever since I hit 25k in the beginning of the year, my channel has begun to die. It's like I hit a sudden brick wall, or rather more of a rubber band that is now sort of flinging me backwards. And with how this crisis is going to economically affect many of my fans, and especially my patrons, with how advertising on YouTube is running into a problematic situation, and also with how it basically destroyed the summer job that I usually get. I don't think that when the crisis is over, I'm going to be able to continue doing this for a living anymore. It's just something that came out of the blue, and now the whole life has ended. Just the thing I've been working on for years, this disappeared. And there's a lot of people who are experiencing that exact situation right now. I mean, Jesus, there's people who have to fear their own governments right now. In Hungary, they gave the president unilateral legislative authority. They suspended parliament, and the first thing he did was erase trans people. Other more politically unstable countries might cease to exist entirely. But even if you're worried about small things in your life right now, that is fine. The fact that the crisis is hitting you in a negative emotional way is fine. The fact that this is difficult for you is fine. There is nothing wrong with you because of it. It's not your fault, especially if you have pre-existing mental illnesses. The world is actually putting pressure on you right now. I've witnessed several breakdowns over the course of the past few weeks. People that I knew when I was young, several of them, very poor people, have killed themselves. Because though the focus of this health crisis is on the virus, it is an even bigger mental health crisis. Humans are not built for prolonged periods of social isolation. We are not supposed to live that way. We are not made to live that way. Unfortunately, we really have to live that way right now. We are social animals who need to move about our social circles. We need to talk to different people. We can't just stand still for so long. But unfortunately, we can't do any of these things right now. I like being alone. I really do. I need a lot of time for myself. But this is too much. I don't care how introverted you are. At some point, you will notice that this is not how you are built to live as a person. And if you're introverted, that's good, because you're better equipped at handling this particular crisis than others. And even then, it's fine if it is hitting you hard, because it's hitting all of us hard. Some people wish they could be alone right now because they're stuck with people whom maybe they love even. But being stuck with people you love for such long periods of time is also extremely stressful. We all need and build for ourselves outlets that enable us to emotionally navigate the complex social structures in which we exist. And many of those are just gone right now. The internet is providing us with some surrogates, but frankly, there's a reason they're just surrogates. They're not particularly good. So it is fine if the crisis is difficult for you, no matter in which way the crisis is difficult for you. There's really no point in comparing the severity or the justification for why we are feeling the way we are. Each and every individual suffers differently for different reasons. Just because everyone is losing something and everyone is sacrificing something, that doesn't mean that you don't get to feel bad about the thing that you're losing and the thing that you're sacrificing. I've lashed out at people. I've been difficult on social media. It's not behavior I'm proud of. I wish I hadn't done those things, but I need to accept right now that that is fine. Given the current circumstances, it's not something I should chase after doing, but it's fine if it happens. It is okay to crack from time to time. Similarly, if you are affected by people who are having a very difficult time dealing with this crisis, it's fine to be mad about them, and it's fine to be mad at them. This is how the crisis is affecting you. The people around you are suffering, and you are suffering as a result. It isn't your responsibility to fix this or to suffer on their behalf. It is best to approach and encounter these things with empathy and understanding, but everyone's emotional capacities are limited, even yours. And everyone's emotional capacities are currently strained, even yours. The crisis isn't easy on any of us. Don't expect it to be easy on you. Don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. Especially if you're the kind of person who feels like they need to take care of everyone around them, to be other people's rock. It's fine if that is not currently in the cards. I'm like that. I feel as though at the moment I am not a perfect bulwark of strength that can protect all of the people around me from their own emotional stress and the stress in the lives around them. They will stop liking me for being weak and pathetic. I often need to remind myself that this isn't true. And it's also not true for you. It's fine to be weak sometimes in general, but it's especially fine now. And if none of this applies to you, that is fine also. I've talked to several people these past few weeks who are loving the quarantine. The whole home office thing is a dream come true for them, and as someone who has been working in that environment for years, I have to say, yeah, it can be pretty dope. But at the same time, many, if not most of them, feel super guilty about feeling super good. And I'm telling you that you really don't have to. Personally, I'm glad that at least some people are experiencing happiness right now. It doesn't make you a bad person, and it doesn't make you responsible for taking care of everyone else either. I mean, sure, would it be nice if you offered your emotional capacities? Absolutely, but probably even if you're not consciously aware of it, you're already kind of doing that. And if you can't, that is also fine. This whole thing is unprecedented. And while a lot of smart people are coming up with a lot of smart ideas, nobody really knows what the fuck they're doing. So if you are having problems with your mental health right now, that is okay. You will pull through this, just like we all will. Thank you very much for watching this video, I guess. I want to get back to more positive content, but I'm just not in the mindset at this point in time. I'm really trying. You know, like, comment, subscribe, share this to your relevant communities, but do not spam them. Consider, really, if you have the money, supporting me on Patreon or Subscribestar, maybe buying some of my merchandise. I don't know if they're shipping right now. They might not be shipping. I heard that they're not shipping the short story collection anymore on Amazon right now. They haven't informed me of this, but several people, especially one of my fans, has complained that it cannot be gotten anymore. And I checked, and I also can't order author copies anymore. So yeah, in that spirit, keep it up. Just power through, realize that it's okay to not feel good right now. And I hope to really see all of you at the other end of this. And also on Friday. And see you around, cunts.